This is Team Aspire's app for the Bloodhound SSC. The aim of this app was to promote the Bloodhound SSC project to young persons and explain the engineering and mathematics implemented within it. So here's our home page, which is when you open the app. This is the page that you'd first see, after which you'd click main menu, and this would be more like the contents page for the app. So this is where you decide where to navigate to. For example, if you want to enter information on the Bloodhound SSC project, or history of the land speed record, various videos of the Bloodhound SSC in action, computer animated, a quiz to check how much you know about the Bloodhound SSC project, and a Twitter feed here on the page of Bloodhound SSC. Here we have a countdown clock counting down to the day that the Bloodhound SSC actually launches and attempts to break the 1000 mph barrier. Right now it's not very accurate because there is no fixed date for the Bloodhound SSC being launched. So here it's years, months, days, hours, minutes and seconds. If we move to the info page, we see we have three main menus, three main buttons or topics, if you like to say. First one in project, which basically tells us about what the Bloodhound SSC project is actually about, from a word which begins from a word from Richard Noble himself. And if you press next, we have information on the project, on what it itself is trying to achieve, and what it's helping the community, and how it's helping the community, and all the other concerns that people may have, such as the greenhouse gases or the carbon footprint left behind by this project. And it's all explained in this short article here. So for example, the Bloodhound SSC CO2 emission is equal to that of approximately 4 cows. That helps you understand how green the project actually is. And if we go back, which isn't working, if we go back to the main menu and go into info and move to the team, this is basically like a quick name by name outline of the people working within the Bloodhound SSC team and all the different jobs, and how they all contribute within the project. We go back again. It's a bit slow, the computer. And we click on car, which is basically the information about the car. We come to another three main topics, which would be the technology within the car, the engine of the car, or the engines of the car, and the body, which is basically what's implemented in the body. And here's just a quick slideshow on different pictures of the car and how it can be viewed from different angles. Which is not working right now because the computer is slow. There it is. This is basically a quick run through of here's a control system overview, which is explained later on, and here's the camcad design of the car, and another angle of the car, just if we go through it, and it's just basically a load of pictures showing different angles of the car. But if we move on to the more explanatory stuff, if we go into technology, this bit really explains the technology within the car and, for example, the processors used within it and how each of them interact and help the car actually stay stable and run as efficiently as it should. We've tried to use as simple and friendly as language as possible and try to give examples which would make it easier for young persons to understand what we actually mean by phrases such as central processors or e.g. 200 DECUs. The computer is just a bit slow, so right now it's being a little unresponsive, but this is basically the control system overview, as you can see, which you would probably know pretty well. And it explains right now, so here it just looks like a weird lines pointing towards meaningless things, but then it goes on to explain that the three processes actually interact with each other and they go off to do different jobs of their own, but how they can take over each other's jobs if one fails. So that's in the safety that's implemented within the Bloodhound SSC. And sorry, the computer is very slow. Not usually like this. Yeah, meanwhile I'll put the music back on, which actually I won't because it'll close the preview, but here we go. So to the main menu, so that took us back to the technology page once again, and trying to get to the main menu. Here we go. So info, and so I've explained the categories within info, the car. Yeah, the car, going back into the car, we have engine, which is basically the same as technology, explains the engine and how the EJ200 and the rocket engine filled with the hydrogen high test peroxide, and the 800 breakout horsepower engine, how they work together to actually help the car achieve 1000 miles per hour, and how the EJ200 actually works. So the combustor and its compressors all are explained. So here it's just given an order of the launches, so they turn on as soon as possible. And in stage 1 the rocket is launched. Stage 2 the rocket keeps going with the EJ200 until it reaches 1000 miles per hour. And on the next page we have engine, which is basically the EJ200 engine, because that's the big thing about the car, and all the different parts in it, which are all going to be explained. And we've tried to keep it as simple as possible so lots of people can understand what it's actually about. So yeah, and back again. Computer will decide when it wants to go back.